I just noticed there's someone over there. I think. I feel like you can learn a lot from trees. Every year they like shed themselves and regrow. All these guys. Like a phoenix, you know? Rebirth. I just wanted to come out today and see the I was on my way to the gym and I was like, I don't want to be inside. So I turned back and grabbed my bike and went for a little ride and fixed it all up because it literally blew off the cobwebs of it. And yeah, just wanted to. I'm recording this on the Halloween, so really see how like all the leaves are orange and really is like peak autumn. And definitely I'm sitting my ass on these I don't know, this garbage. Yeah, it's really nice day out and yeah, just enjoying the, what do they call that, prana, like, I mean it's oxygen to me. I didn't realise there'd be so much like, what do you call this shit, this green shit, oops, like mildew, do you call it mildew? But it looks kind of cool. It's got like a sheen to it, like from here there is none, but it's like it's collecting over there. And it's you know when you're on like Microsoft Paint and you can make the brush like opaque, and then when like maybe like the longer you press it, it'll become more of a more full color. I kind of get that kind of vibe, you know. And the reflection kind of looks like digital. Oops, that's my finger. Like AI, you know. Like yeah. I know AI art. I know AI art is like kind of bad because it removes the need for real artists and all that kind of jazz, but I've seen some cool AI art lately where it's like a moving thing. There's like this concert where they had this big like skeleton up and he was constantly like transforming. Don't know if you saw the thing I'm talking about. Speaking of that, I'm really hitting that wall lately, and when I'm on the internet, we're spending like, you know, we're all spending like hours now on the internet, isn't it? Right? Every day, which isn't necessarily a problem. You know when you run out of internet, it sounds like such an impossible thing to do, but you're on Reddit and you're on TikTok and you're on Twitter and you just like, you exhaust your feed and like, well, what do I do with my life now? This was so fun the first 2 days I discovered that you could I'm just going to go on the internet. But having said that, we also kind of like tend to like beat ourselves up a bit too much, I think, for using the internet. It's always been a safe place for me, always been a place to, I mean, maybe too safe, you know, but to escape and everything. And I think you know, no need for a lecture right now. It's just something that like changes all the time. Actually, some weeks you go and you're like, the internet's the funniest thing. And I watched recently the Bill Burr musical Inside. If you haven't seen this, changed my life. That musical Inside. He locked himself in a room for a year during lockdown and just made a load of songs. And it's a documentary on Netflix, kind of a documentary. And I watched it I remember watching it like every day for like a month, just as therapy. And I was working in a movie theatre at the time, and I just remember going around like, We had to put like bike locks on all the fire exits. That was our security. And you know, really remember now singing his songs, going through these like dark hallways at night, like midnight, just singing, looking up fire exits and stuff. Like, it's weird how music can do that to you, and it can provide a lot more than you give it credit for. As well, how many of us like make music a primary activity now? Maybe it used to be a bit more, I don't know, but you have different music for that, right? Like you have background music, and then, but you ever sit there and just listen to it? It's pretty hard, because within seconds you put on a song that you like, you want to pick up your phone while you're listening, and then you're suddenly engrossed on whatever's on your phone. Or maybe you just, it's always going to be like that with music. You come in and out of the song for the attention, don't you? The attention you give it. And I find actually it's a bit easier for me to stick with the music, because I'm like trained in it or whatever. It's my specialty as a human. But yeah, I find I'm even doing that with movies now. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like fading in and out of the movie. The goal is to leave your phone away, but it's kind of crazy, isn't it? Even happens with YouTube videos now. And I remember it happened to me in like college, when you first have like your own computer set up, and you start like, nowadays I think my nephew is like 10 and he has more devices than me. But you start being like a multi-device person, don't you, at some point in your life? Some point in your life, it's like, wow, I have a phone now. I've got an Alexa, I've got a radio, like my Alexa's playing a radio, I've got my phone here, I've got like a TV's on, you know, all reasonable stuff. And then you got some sort of gaming thing, like a Switch, and you can be doing all these things at the same time sometimes. And if you maybe it's just my ADHD talking, you know what I mean? When you come out here, actually, when you go for a little walk and move your body just once a day, you know, with intent, you're away from all that dizziness, all that like everything vying for your attention. This is a more complete thing. It's like it's way more established. Like, look at it. It's like it's been here for so long. There's nothing that could interrupt it. There's nothing like sinister about it, you know. Not that there is with all your electronic devices necessarily. I don't want to be that tinfoil hat guy, but sometimes it's nice to get away, isn't it? I'm actually watching a bit lately some Better Call Saul, and there's a guy in it, and he's got a disease where he's allergic to electricity. And now I'm wondering if that was a metaphor, because the whole thing in the show is like, you don't know if it's real or not, and you still don't really know by the end of it if he is actually allergic to electricity, or it's a mental illness his mind has created. And maybe it's just a big metaphor, or maybe it's a real thing. I don't know. But that kind of been weighing on my mind a bit too. Like, I don't think electricity. I mean, if there's things that can kill you in your house, I sound like a really paranoid person, don't I? Like, I just go around my house and I'm like, get away from me, you foul objects. But mainly, you have a fridge. Yeah, you have a fridge. Well, you might not. Don't mean to assume, but I just mean like everything around you's got, like, you got a diet drink. That's gonna kill you, bro. It's gonna kill you, bro. Oh, you got a fruit? Watch out for them fruit. It's like, what is fucking fruit, dude? It's fucking fruit. Yeah, but if it over ripens, you're gonna die of celiac disease or like potassium overdrive, and you're like suddenly like, what the fuck? What isn't gonna kill me is like, watch out for those coffee machines. There's been 18 court case law things about those. They'll burn your face off. One woman had to have reconstructive surgery to her face because of the coffee machine. Like, you know what I mean? There's a potential to be scared of everything inside. It's actually, as well, interesting, like, how many years of humans actually rarely being able to just, like, in the last 10 or 20 years, there are people who just they could live the rest of their life never leaving a house. I mean, like, do you know what I mean? A reasonable, like, and a fulfilling one too. Like, what the fuck was that? What guns are banned in England? Anyway, what the fuck is going on? Maybe it was a firework or something. I don't know. What was I saying? Oh yeah. You can like DoorDash. You can fucking do, food delivery and all that. And suddenly you're just like, there's no need for you to ever interact with people. Right, mate? Oh, I thought that was someone I knew. That's awkward. You just like... I couldn't tell if it was someone I knew or not. Sorry. Yeah, so... Oh, that was awkward. I just didn't know. You know what I mean? You'll never know now. I'll never know if that was someone I knew. I'll never know. Couldn't really like make eye contact or anything. So yeah. Oh, hello, Leaf. Introducing yourself into my life. So yeah. Lately, everything's going good though. Thumbs up from me, kid. Reconnecting with nature. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting to think of. Sorry, I'm a bit flabbergasted. You know when you have that like interaction with people, if you've got any sort of sense anxiety about you, I notice that like when I wake up and I've gone through a interaction early in the day, the rest of my day I'm a lot more comfortable actually. It's weird. I become a bit more sociable as soon as you get your foot in the door each day, As soon as you go to the shop early, or you have an interaction with not necessarily a family member because you're not really on a what do you call it, a friggin' like, you're not on the stage, feels like family or friend. But when you have to meet a stranger, or the guy needs to come and check the gas, and the electric guy and the frickin' dude, and it's like, yeah. Anyway, thinking about like humans and like transcending all of this into this thing, into you. Whoa, look at that. Playing a lot of Cyberpunk lately, and thinking about like doing this quest where they're talking about like downloading and uploading consciousness, and not just that, but like putting your consciousness into the web or something. Like, how can you even fathom that? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you... Everyone thinks we'll be able to do that. Everyone thinks that soon you're going to be able to put your mind in another person's skin. It's like any day now or something. Isn't it crazy? We already can do that. I was actually just reading an article about... It's really sad. They're like... impoverished people are targeted for their organs. Like, they're just farming organs from people from like certain countries and towns in Africa and stuff, and it's like, holy shit, like black market organs. Like, we're already fucking there. We're already there at Cyberpunk, We're already at that crazy level now where we're commodifying our bodies and maybe our souls if it's already happened. if we've got a big tin foil hat, maybe it's already happened with our souls, or it's a slow leaching effect that you can't really even tell. I sometimes feel like my mind gets poisoned, or it has been. I feel bad for people younger than me who have who social media had its grasp on earlier on in life, because I would feel isolated as fuck. Like, I had a clumsy childhood, you know, awkward prom, you know what I mean? I had an awkward prom, do you know what I mean? Is that person defining? But I came out at least appreciating that romantic notion of being clumsy and being able to, I don't know, act a certain way and be, I don't know. I don't really know. I can't put my finger on it, you know. It's a funny feeling. It's a funny feeling when you see all this. Anyway, I'm sorry, I have to go because I've got, like, you can't see this, but there's a big red number here on the screen and it's like, you got 1 minute left of... Man, I get so many notifications about buy space for OneDrive, G Space, G Drive, Google Drive, Dropbox.com, and it's like, I've filled them all up. And now they want me to pay monthly. So there you go. This guy right here, you can't see it, but oh my god, I literally just summoned a notification and I just wiped it out. Anyway, soon we're going to do that. We're going to be like this, flicking away things like that on our Google glasses. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. It's been really nice chatting, hasn't it? Maybe I should do this a bit more regularly. I think I did the last one like 6 months ago, but it's cool seeing how it all changed. I think it's the same one. No, it's not. I think it was 19 or 20. But anyway, I love you and leave you now. Have a great day and happy Halloweeny.